Heyo everybody, Haku here with this week's new chapter of One Piece, and I got the chapter number wrong last time, I think, but this one is 969. I'm excited to read. Kind of excited, but at the same time kind of like... I mentioned it in last week's video, but it's like... Before, when we're like, oh, Woden was killed and all that, I had no connection to the character, so I'm just like, okay, whatever. But now that I actually have a connection to Odin, and we know what happens next, it's like, man, I really don't want to see him die, you know? So it's like I'm excited to read and see how everything happens, but at the same time, there's the sadness of knowing that it's not going to work out for this character that we've been following for a good maybe 10 or so chapters. But yeah, either way, let's read chapter 969, Fool of a Lord. Gang Bitches Oh My Family, Volume 18, Godi versus the Navy. And this Navy dude just kicked the hell out of Godi. Alright, so we're starting off where we left last time, Odin charging Orochi here. Wait, no Odin, don't do it. If you get angry over something trivial like this, the enemy will strike back again. Orochi. Yeah. What is all this? And the person's crossing their fingers. What is this? Because Bartolomeo does that when he uses his devil fruit. What is going... And he was protected. What was that? What is this? Is it... So again, how... This is so strange. How did Bartolomeo and Bon Clay, how did their devil fruits get from here? From Wano? Like, if it's so closed off and everything, how'd they get from Wano to wherever Bartolomeo found it? And wherever Bon Clay found it? There's like so much mystery going on with these devil fruits here. That's like one of the biggest mysteries from this flashback for me. What is this? Is it glass? It doesn't seem to be. Get out of there, Orochi. Eek. There is nothing to worry about, Master Orochi. Have faith in the barrier arts. That's a Siwa, right? Siwa playing priest. Kurozumi, so another Kurozumi. Kurozumi Semimaru. This barrier will resist any attempt to breach it. Your strength means nothing here, Odin. Old hag, Kurozumi Higurashi. Alright, so this is the woman then. Kyo. That's right. If you were a pirate, you should be quite aware of the supernatural powers conferred by a devil fruit. You have powers then. That's right. As they say here, we are sorcery users. Mwahaha. If this was a problem anger and violence could solve, Odin, then all the daimyos of Wano would have done it already. But nobody can kill me. Did you see that? Lord Odin rushed the castle. The rightful heir of the Kozuki clan has returned. Yippee, we'll have a new shogun at last. I'm sure he'll drive out Kaido too. We'll kick out Orochi. Lord Odin. I don't know why it happened, but I hear that my father pushed for you to be the shogun's proxy. But only until I came back. So, give up the shogun seat to me right now. I had no intention of being the man in charge, but I know that I can do better for this country than you. Mwahaha! But there's a twist. That statement did not actually contain the shogun's authority. Kyo. Ah, it is good to see you back, Odin, and she transforms. What? Father, how are you alive? Kyo. What the daimyos and all those fools believed in was a person in disguise with the power of the clone fruit. Me. This hag, yes, it was all lies, mwahaha. The entire country believed it, and they all arranged for me to take the shogun's throne. In other words, I am under no obligation to cede control to you. At this point, nobody can possibly know what the real Sukiyaki was thinking. What did you do to my father? Did he actually die of illness? Okay, and we have this devious face, but we're cutting away. As the crowds looked up at the castle, cheering the return of the Kozuki clan, poisoned arrows struck here and there, as though from nowhere. Lord Odin... Two people collapsed, spitting up blood. They both fell blind. Eek, doctor. As the townspeople fled indoors in a state of panic, they witnessed, amid the clouds rolling in, the sight of an enormous dragon floating over the capital. He grew from wild child to daimyo of Kuri, and then went to sea and traveled among the world's greatest pirates, and we're seeing Shinobu there. Returning many times stronger than when he'd left, Kozuki returned, invincible and triumphant. In him, the people saw a savior who would rescue them from a cruel tyrant. But within just a few hours, Kozuki was seen, stripped to his loincloth outside of Shogun Orochi's palace, and dancing like a fool. And is this probably the clone woman to make a mockery of him so the people would lose faith? Orochi and Kaido's underlings laughed and laughed. He danced and begged for spare change, and finally walked away. And we're seeing all these flashbacks of it all. The return of Kozuki, the rightful heir of Wano, had been the country's final hope, in a manner of speaking. Oh, and we see the clone lady there, so I'm not certain. But the people's hopes were betrayed, and their great disappointment eventually turned to anger. What's wrong with him? It's the foolish lord of Kuri, that's Kozuki. His fear of snakes gives him the blues, and if you laugh you lose. Odin appeared in the capital once a week. Here he is again, to caper about in front of the castle for scraps, whether rainy or windy or snowy. Please, Lord Odin, I dance in the buff every week and receive money. That's my job. Please, tell us the truth. Oh, and he must actually legitimately be doing it, maybe because they're threatening his family. What did you speak about with Orochi? Why would you do this? Even the people of Kuri who believed in you the longest have grown sick of this. Tales of his antics in the capital reached Kuri, too. He's the fool of a lord. Whatever you do, don't turn out like him. He's pathetic. A real samurai would rather commit seppuku than be Orochi's lapdog. After a year of this, which was 24 years before today, Odin received a newspaper from abroad, courtesy of Shogun Orochi. He ran up and down the beach wailing, then laughing, then wailing again. Oh, it was probably about Roger. The world was buzzing over the public execution of the king of the pirates, Gold Roger, and the allure of the vast fortune he'd left behind, the One Piece. Sent all kinds of people out to the sea on a treasure hunt. Roger, it was the start of the great age of piracy. You wonderful man, what a life. In the second year since Odin's return, a battle broke out in Ringo, the Gecko pirates versus the Animal Kingdom pirates. Oh, so this is when Gecko Moria attacked. The grave of Ryuma, god of the blade, was ransacked at this time. All throughout, Odin danced, and all who associated with Kuri's foolish lord were painted with the same brush. There was the family of the laughingstock. Do you want a divorce? Is that a joke, or are you just trying to make me mad? The vassals. We've been familiar with your naked dancing for years, for years and years, Lord Odin. Ka-pa-pa-pa. I love Kawamatsu. It's nothing new to us. And those few to whom he owed a personal debt. He might be a fool, but calling him a lord is more than he deserves. And it's Tona Yas joking around, or Yasuie. Hey, you better stay away from Boss Hyogoro, fool of a lord. Stop that. Please stop in and have some tea. Oh, Odin is here. That damned Orochi just won't give up. I'd never work for a man like him. Well, don't put yourself in danger, Hyo. I was just telling him that your dancing's gotten so much better, Odin. Please, ma'am, spare me. 3 years passed. The fool of a lord is back again. Pachoo, the snow's a bit nippy. 4 years passed, and nothing in Wano changed. That Odin's so obnoxious. In the 5th year, the Shogun has come to Kuri. Orochi made his move on Kuri. It's Shogun Orochi. I would like to build a number of new weapons factories here, and I want your help, Odin. But Shogun, what of the ships? You know, with Kaido. What do you mean? Wano will be a weapons producer. Oh, and as for Hyogoro, he's beyond my means to control, so I gave him to Kaido. He'll probably be dead before long. What? His old woman clung to him and wouldn't let go, so they shot her dead. You'd figure a mobster's wife would have more self-control, and this is making me legitimately sad for Hyogoro and for Odin. The man who controlled the underworld from the flower capital, Hyogoro the Flower was taken prisoner when his followers fought back. Give our boss back. A total of 18 died, plus Hyogoro's wife. As his family and vassals had largely assumed, the great samurai had been shouldering some terrible burden all alone for 5 long years, and he starts breaking down and crying, and this was the last straw of his perseverance. Great big tears spilled from his eyes as the emotions he'd held back came flooding out all at once. The time has come to strike down Kaido. That's what we've been waiting to hear you say for all these years. And all the 9 sheaths are excited. Now gather round, and you shall bear witness to the once-in-a-lifetime uproar caused. Huh? What's this? By Kozuki Oden, the man for whom all of Wano wept. With him stood 9 men made samurai through his patronage. Jeez, I'm getting emotional here. The hour was sunset, the sun crimson red. Their foe was Kaido. They paid heed to no other. The story of their march is a thing of the past, sadly, and it ends in the public execution of Kozuki Oden. It shone like flames upon these men heading to battle, and the katanas they wore at their waists burned just as brightly with life. Afterward, in reference to these red scabbards, and in honor of their strength and loyalty, people called them the Akazaya 9. And now, dear audience, let not your eyelids blink, lest you miss a single moment of what shall be known as the Hour of Legends. Next chapter hits February 2nd. Jeez. That was a good chapter. I started getting emotional there. And I thought we were going to end it here, but no, we have even more going on. There was so much. I feel so bad for Hyogoro, even more than before. Learning about his wife, and 16 of his people got killed when he was arrested. And I want to know what this burden for this 5 years was. Maybe that he would leave Curry alone. Maybe he was threatening his family. Or maybe he said, hang on, do all this, and we'll find a way to take down Kaido, but he was actually lying to him. There are a lot of options that it could be, but geez. I'm really, really excited. I'm loving this flashback. This flashback has been one of the best stories in One Piece, I think. I'm liking it so much more than, even most of the stories post-time skip in the present time. But yeah, either way, super excited to see what's next. Gonna end this here. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, or what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more One Piece. Much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, or talk to you there. If you'd like a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us about One Piece or anything else, just ask and I can give you a link. And if you want to help support the channel on Patreon to keep these videos coming, then it's patreon.com/Haku of the tubes, or a link will be in the description. But either way, thank you again for watching and being a part of all this, and I'll see you all next time.